Recording in progress.
Okay, amazing. So, morning once again, and thank you everyone for joining in. Welcome to our webinar on the experiences of Ukrainian youth in Canada. My name is Misha Hussein, and if you don't know me already, I am the Health and Wellbeing Coordinator for the Toronto North LIP based at TNO, the Neighbourhood organization. If you are new to TNLIP or any of our webinar series, TNLIP is a multi-stakeholder planning table dedicated to enhance the settlement of newcomers through indirect service delivery, partnership development, and system improvement. I want to thank you for taking your time to join us. And before we dive into our topic for today, I want to begin with our land acknowledgement. So, we acknowledge that the land on which we are situated is the traditional land of the Huron-Wendat, the Seneca, the Haudenosaunee, and most recently the Mississaugas of the Credit River. TNLIP is committed to advancing collaboration with Indigenous peoples in the work we do, specifically in the settlement sector. Through continued learning and engagement, we strive to build more meaningful partnerships between Indigenous and newcomer communities for generations to come. Thank you. And yes, so as I've mentioned already, this webinar will be running approximately until 12 p.m. So there's a lot of learning material within a very short period of time. If you have any Q&A or any questions, please feel free to put it in the chat box. We will have a 10-minute period at the end of the presentation to ask questions to our wonderful speaker, Olha, who's with us right now, who will be introduced shortly. So yes, feel free to engage in the chat box, ask questions, and we will address that after the presentation. Now, I will pass it over to our team member, Bumi, who will introduce the webinar and the speaker for today.
Thank you, Misha. Hi, my name is Bumi Adebimpe. I'm a placement student from Seneca, working directly with the amazing Misha in the Health and Wellbeing Work Group. And I'm also concluding my master's in counseling psychology program with Yorkville University. And I'm a registered psychotherapist, qualifying, registered with the CRPO. So today, like Misha said, we are going to be speaking about the unique experiences and needs of Ukrainian youths. As you know, due to the war in Ukraine, our country has welcomed over 200,000 Ukrainians, with large arrivals of youth who continue to face resettlement challenges, including language barriers, difficulties with adjusting to new cultural and social environment, gaps with their education, and most especially the trauma of unexpected displacement. So some of these youths came into Canada since January 2022, some in 2023, some arrived alone without any families, support, or any connections. We even have a lot of school-age children. Some are going through high school. Others are graduating from high school and to universities and colleges. And according to IRCC, over 70% of Ukrainian newcomers are of working age or younger, highlighting the importance of addressing youth education, employment, and their mental health needs. So the reason why we're having this webinar is to really understand their experiences, their challenges, and see how we can better guide them from a mental health lens as service providers using culturally responsive and trauma-informed care approaches in supporting them. So this session will be presented by Olha Ihnatova, who is the settlement counselor at TNO, the neighborhood organization where Misha and I are based. And this presentation will be focused on how we can continue to understand the unique challenges faced by Ukrainian youth as they navigate new environments and systems in Canada. Also, OHA will be offering practical strategies and insights for you as service providers to offer more tailored and impactful support. And she would also share some resources that highlight the programs and services to enhance youth engagement and those that specifically meet their needs effectively. She would also be providing some case studies. I'm sure OHA has some case studies for us to show the type of cases for those coming to seek services so that you as service providers can continue to provide appropriate support. As well, she will be sharing some details about what to do with regards to their eligibility going forward from April 1st due to the new changes status, because their status will be changing after March 31st. And before I invite Olha to take the floor, I would like to do a little bit of introduction. So Olha arrived in Canada in 2022 through the CUAET program following the escalation of the war in Ukraine. 4 months after arriving, she started working as a settlement counselor in schools at TNO. Driven by a passion for assisting fellow Ukrainians who have fled the conflict, Olha primarily works with families and youth from the Ukrainian community to support their adaptation and settlement in Canada. Knowing the unique needs and experiences of the community, our efforts focuses on guiding young individuals in life planning, easing their anxiety about the future, and providing support in the school system, educational pathways, secondary applications, and immigration options. Also, she helps youth find employment and access to community support services. OHA also takes immense pride in the resilience demonstrated by the Ukrainian youth and is committed to helping them feel empowered and establish successful lives in Canada. In addition to her work as a SWIS worker, OHA holds a master's degree in aviation engineering and finance and possesses over 8 years of experience in human resource management, serving as an HR generalist and consultant in Ukraine. So welcome you to the floor, Olha.
Thank you, Olha,
Thank-
so much. And we're looking forward to hearing from you.
Thank you, Bunmi, for such great introduction. I think that you told much more about me that I know. Let's go to our topic. Yes, today we want to talk about Ukrainian youth experience because the most of Ukrainians who arrive in Canada after the full escalation starts, it's youth. So they arrive under CUAET program, and this program was unique for Canada, and their status also was unique. That's why services that they received were allowed by special public policies. As we all know, that public policies will end on March 31st, and most of the services became unavailable for Ukrainians. So let's start. Main challenges, I just start my presentation.
Great, thank you. We can see the screen
Yes.
now.
Yes, thanks, because I just
No problem. Take your
yes.
time.
So we will talk about main challenges that Ukrainian youth faces in Canada, about some strategies to support them and to guide them, and about resources that can help to support them. And all of you know, and when you work with your client, you could see that Ukrainian youth, they did not prepare for immigration. Some of them come from Ukraine, some of them worked in Europe and come from Europe when the full escalation started, but most of them didn't prepare for immigration. So it was really great stress and trauma to leave their home because they are forced to leave it. A lot of them lost their loved ones, lost their relatives, lost their friends, and continue to lose. They lost their plans for future because most of them have good job or any job. They have their built life. They finished school and had planned to get another education and to develop in Ukraine. Now they don't have any of this. And now they are in uncertainty. And some of them experience the same loss twice because people who lived in Crimea or in East Ukraine and moved to other parts of Ukraine in 2015 need to move again. And this is much more traumatical. So a lot of them, I think all of them, have just PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. The main challenge that they face when they arrived, it's language barrier, because we learn English in school, Ukrainians, but that English wasn't really good enough to communicate. It's a social integration, because when you lose everyone that you could communicate, it's very hard to build new relationship in a new country with people with different cultural background. So it's integrated cultural adaptation and social adaptation. It's connected because to build new friendship or to meet another relationships with person you can't understand much harder. They face employment issues because of the same language barrier, because, as you know, Canadian employment market is built on the networking mostly. So 80% of Canadian labor market is hidden, and you need to have connection to reach them. They have trauma and mental health issues because of PTSD. Everyone knows the rental challenges now in Canada. They started some years ago, and they became harder and harder. They face challenges with recognition of their education and credentials because it costs some money, and not everybody has it. And they have trauma. They feel not valued because a lot of youth, they finished Ukrainian school, but they arrived to Canada in the age under 18, and here they need to go to school again because Canada requires children to attend school. So a lot of them continue to study online, continue to finish Ukrainian school, or continue to study in universities and institutions that they attended before because they don't know what to do tomorrow. And it's one more trauma because they have education and it's not recognized here, and they need to do it again. So when people come to us, first we need to do it's to understand their needs. And because it's people with trauma, that's immigrants, so the first we need is to create the atmosphere of trust, to welcome them, just to say hello, to listen them, to smile. And then we need to explain about what settlement means, because a lot of them, most of them, don't know about settlement. Settlement is unique program for immigrants. Most of the countries don't have such programs. And newcomers didn't heard before about the settlement exist. Then we need to listen them, just to give them talk. Sometimes they don't know what to talk about, so we can ask some questions, but to listen. Because when they talk, they just start to understand their situation better, and they start to understand their problems better and their needs. So when we listen and when we make notes, we give the client opportunity to feel valued, to feel heard. And then we need to summarize what we have, what clients had, and we need to reassure that we understand correctly. We don't need to assume from previous clients' experience, because they came from the same country, but all of them have unique experience. Usually they don't know the request they come with, because they just arrive, or even they live a year here, but as they don't know about settlement services, they don't know how we can help them. And what I do when they come, usually after they told about themselves, their stories, I usually start to ask what they plan to do in Canada. Do they know they arrived? Some of them plan to arrive and stay, but most of them just arrive to try what is it and how they can live here. Do they plan to stay permanently? If they just arrived, they don't know it. Some of them who lived here a year and more know, but also don't understand how. So if they plan to stay permanently, we need to build a long-lasting plan. It's new for the most of Ukrainian newcomers that Canada required to build very long-lasting plans. For me, it also was new when I arrived. So all of them have some today's emergency needs, but we need to work in both directions, because if we will work just with emergency needs, yeah, they will stay, become more calm, more quiet, but they will lose time. So we need to work in both directions and to understand these urgent needs and to start building the plan for the future. Sometimes clients don't ready to start build the plan, but we can just give some approach and reassure client that they can always come back and continue with us, and we can help them. Most of the urgent needs, it's the same. It's housing, it's how and where to rent. It's empty apartments, so where to get furniture, where to get appliance. It's a food need with food, assistance with food. So food bank. The main need for everyone, it's a job. With a job shortage now in a labor market, it's a great problem. English classes. So to overcome language barrier, they need to learn English, they understand it, and some of them hear that it can be for free, so they come to ask where they can find it. Registration for school, how to choose a school, why they need to choose a school in their living area, how to register. And sure, family doctor. Everyone heard that they need family doctor, and not everybody know about walk-in clinics. About the planning. Yes, when we talked about urgent needs and we have give them resources to meet that needs, we can go to the planning. So we need to check which document client have and to check the expiration date of the documents. If client want to stay here or don't know what they want, we need to provide brief information about immigration process, because a lot of them who heard about immigration process in Europe and different countries just think that they have work permit, they can work, they can live here 3-5 years and apply for permanent residence. Or some of them just come and tell, we have work permit, so we can apply, tell us how we can get that PR card. So, and when it's months, 2, 3, yeah, I think everyone heard different requests about it, and people were wondered that it's not so easy in Canada. It's not easy, absolutely, and it's one of the most challenging things, because even people youth with education, with great working experience and good English are not qualified through economic immigration programs. So to plan, when we have information about client documents and provide some guidance about immigration programs, just to think about, we need to consider if what client have, it's their skills and experience, what study and job opportunities can be helpful in this process. Does client need credential recognition or doesn't? Does client have any extra support needs? It's called previously special needs, now it's called extra support needs if there are some healthy issues that client need to meet and client needs extra support. Then when we have all this information, we just get some preliminary goal that client want to achieve. So we take that goal and we need to make a decomposition for the smallest step, because main goal can be to reach it, it can take years, but we need to prepare and to move in that direction. So step by step, as in Canada, everyone telling it when you start some big thing, that we need to move step by step. So what client have, knowledge, experience, finance, network opportunities, everything that we can use in each step. So if it's if client plan to stay and client now in a high school, so client plan to go to the college, what do they need to the college? Do they want to go to the college before? So we need to help to understand how client can get guidance. Client can get assistance with school guidance, what they need. But also client need to think about how their desires are comparable with immigration opportunities, because here Ukrainian youth is considered as international students. So does the college or university have any special grant or special program that can help with covering the cost of study? We can help to contact that universities, at institutions to ask about it. What type of job client maybe need to meet the immigration requirements? What type of salary must be on that job? So just to give some orientation in this, so client can think and choose which direction they need to move. How to build network just to enter the labor market, because some of them are qualified doctors, engineers, teachers, architects, very high experienced specialists who just need to the direction how to enter their field here and how to be valued specialist again, how to find good job, and even if they need to start from the entry position and learn and had some examination and to get some certification, where to find it. And we need to provide services that can support in this very long way. And just small share about my experience. I just returned to the plan. Yes, a lot of clients are overwhelmed with all the information they received after arriving. They are not ready to discuss any plan. They are not ready to think about future. They are just want to live day by day. So we just need to give them some direction and some mental health support resources, and then they will return and they will be ready, because we have very limited, Ukrainians have very limited work permits, standard 3 years, but the opportunity to extend will be closed on March 31st. So time to prepare for longer stay is also limited. Some of my experiences with youth, it's client, wonderful, very intelligent 19 years girl. She arrived here with her mother. That family contact our organization before arrival. They ask about first steps that they need and assistance that they can get when they arrive. So I guided it with that assistance about 3 2 weeks in the hotel, how to look for housing after, how to get financial assistance, and all the documents that they need, like SIN number, like how to open bank account, etc. Yes, mobile number. When they arrive, mother received work permit and client didn't receive. So I assisted them with work permit application and talked with them about immigration programs and explain the difference between visa and work permit, because a lot of clients don't understand the difference and think that that's only visa enough to stay in Canada or only permit enough to leave Canada and return. As client was, when they arrived, it was she was 18 years old, so I provided information about post-secondary education, what she needs to get that education. If as she needed to attended high school, she went to grade 12 and she met all the requirements for high school diploma. So she finished school very successfully and received OSSD. And then I provided them information about training programs. Sure, it was TNO training programs, but also that a lot of organizations have different training programs that they can youth. The next issue that they met it was job. They were looking for a job for a long time, so they used emergency assistance and received fair pass discount. Now they are working both. Yes, and how to they wanted to learn and to develop, and as for international students they couldn't do anything, so they just used Learn for Life portal to get bookkeeping course. It's paid, but it's available, so it was very useful. So as I told, client successfully finished high school, and she received invitation to apply for 2 colleges. She connected with colleges and they invited her. She has some hobby. She made very beautiful, in Ukrainian style, handmade jewelry. So she turned this hobby to a small business, and she presented it in different public events here. So when she sell that jewelry, all the money she earned, she used to help her family and to support Ukrainians in Ukraine. And also, just in December, she finished our Youth Innovation Camp, and she won 10 hours of mentor support for her small business to develop it. And as a young girl, she wanted to get an education, higher education. So she need to apply for college, but for college she need to get PR because now she is qualified as international student. To qualify as domestic, she need to apply to PR and to get first initial approval. Her mom is not qualified under any economic immigration programs. She can't apply herself because she's considered as dependent till 22. So now it's a new issue. They are working on it. So we are in contact to, I'm supporting them in this way. So we hope, because there are a lot of very successful cases when students, families get PR, applied, and students are enrolled to universities. Another, but it's also settlement services, but absolutely different. It's a young man, 28 years old. He arrived with his common law partners, and he arrived with support of his friends, and friends helped to find first job and to find housing. So the same friends recommended to ask about settlement support, and client request about immigration and settlement support. So we don't provide immigration support, but we have this just overview of immigration opportunities. So client built a plan that for his immigration options, he need to improve his language, he need to get a qualified consultation, and because he has a family, he need to get to be married with his common law partner. It's not settlement service marriage, yes, but to get a marriage certificate, this application is also part of services that we provide. So the issues that they meet, it was that marriage was not registered in system because clients didn't fully understand how the system worked. They didn't control that marriage official didn't send their information to registration office, and it takes a half of a year to register their marriage. And then another issue that client worked, and then employer found that his work permit has a mistake, female gender instead of male. So we found it that issue with marriage registration documents, helped to send documents, and client received certificate, and help client to get correct work permit. And sure, I continue to support client. I know their next steps, and they call me if they have any questions about their employment and changes in all the information about Ukrainian programs. Resources that I wanted to talk about. We planned this workshop earlier, and we had to, I personally thought that maybe I will have much more information about services that's still available and continue to be available for Ukrainians. But most of the organization now updating it. So we don't have now information from provincial programs, correct information confirmed. So I'm not sure that we need to talk about services that was used before, because most of them will be unavailable after March 31st. So for services that continue to work, it's school education. So Ukrainian children and youth under 18 will be able to attend Canadian schools. Because school education is open for everyone, even for people without status, and especially when parents have work permits or work permit holders, their children can attend school. Saturday classes for high school. I don't have now information about how will they continue to work in spring. But before, it was very good initiative, and Ukrainian language could add 1 credit for Ontario secondary school diploma. And it was great opportunity for students who arrive in the end of the year, didn't study full year, and didn't have enough credits. Adult education, adult learning centers, City of Toronto, Toronto District School Boards, and Catholic District School Boards, they have adult learning centers, but most of that learning center programs now are eligible for PR holders. So only Ukrainians who applied and receive their PR confirmation can use that opportunities. That adult learning center, they have a lot of programs, very interesting, very useful. That's personal support worker programs, that early child care assistant program, that's programs to get your credential, high school credential, if you want to study, continue study, and you didn't have your Ukrainian high school diploma before. Apprenticeship still available if you want to, if your clients want to get some working opportunities, some certification, Red Seal certification. So it's also a long way to find employer who can give you apprenticeship, where you can be apprentice. But it's very it's also useful because it gives the opportunity to apply for permanent residence and to stay in Canada under high demand, in-demand streams that have less requirements. You just need to have certificate and to have appropriate job, and less requirements for English language too. What else? For post-secondary education, most of the opportunities that Ontario second institution had for Ukrainians, that was some very small amount from universities or colleges who could provide domestic fee for Ukrainians. That was just for some separate students, that wasn't common programs. Now most of them are not working, so Ukrainian youth can apply as an international student or need to qualify for PR and get initial approval. But people who have experience, who have higher education, they can use continuing study programs. For continuing study, it is not required to have permanent resident status, so you can just switch to another field and or you can get Canadian education just to confirm your previous education, because it's more valuable here when you are looking for a job. Bridging programs, most of the bridging programs also will not accept Ukrainians after March 31st if they don't apply and were not approved for PR. Volunteering. Volunteering does not have requirements for immigration status in Canada, so the most useful opportunities for volunteering, it's not-for-profit organizations like TNO, like your organizations, that can provide volunteer opportunities, and the City of Toronto. And I highly recommend you to get your students that opportunity to tell them that they can apply to volunteer with City of Toronto. For example, for the Nuit Blanche this year and previous year, Toronto invite more than 1,000 volunteers. So if your clients speak English, they can apply and they can volunteer with City, and it's very valuable when you try to apply for any job. Volunteer Toronto. This resource can help to find volunteering in the field you are interested in work after. Sometimes they can offer some mentorship, like you can find volunteering in the field you are interested in, just to attend that company once a week or once 2 weeks with a mentor to learn how it works and to learn inside and to show that what you can do and what you know. And sometimes such companies invite you to work with them. All of you know Ukrainian organizations that also provide opportunities for volunteering and that organize different events and summer camps and assist with different programs. You can attend any of the website to find their information. If you didn't use before, dopomoga.ca, this website have a lot of announcements about events that will come and a lot of announcements about different resources that can be useful for Ukrainian newcomers. The same like Ukrtu community. It's community of Ukrainian volunteers here in Toronto who helped Ukrainian newcomers before the full-scale war started and actively continue to support now. And of course, it's Ukrainian National Federation of Canada and Ukrainian Canadian Congress that now gather, they now have call to action to ask Canadian government to continue CUAET program. So if you didn't sign it, you can go to their website, find that petition and sign. And for immigration support, if you can recommend immigration consultants, there are one more resource, that's Association of Ukrainian Canadian Immigration Consultants, so you can add it to your resources. Financial assistance for families and for people who are now in need. I asked today to confirm this information because Ukrainian program is considered like a humanitarian program, but we don't have updates yet about it. So emergency assistance is available till March 31st, and what will be after, we are waiting announcement from provincial government. For people who have children in school and are in high need for their children, for example, need some clothes or need some tools or need some maybe technique, there are emergency fund applications through Toronto District School Board, so and through Catholic District School Board. That's it's Toronto Foundation for Student Success, it's called, and it can provide some support for that need. So you need to show exactly what the needs are, and school worker foundation will consider that application, and school worker will support student with these needs. Healthcare. As I told before, Canadian-Ukrainian authorization is considered as a humanitarian crisis program. That's why Ukrainian still eligible for Ontario Health Insurance Plan, and but only if they have that OHIP remark on their temporary status immigration document. So if your client apply to extend their stay in Canada and receive document without OHIP, please help them to get that remark on their documents. Because they can, people with work permit who have a full-time job, they can qualify for OHIP on the general conditions, but if they will lose their job, they will lose it. So that's why much better now to have it. Also, Ukrainians continue to qualify for health-related expenses for low-income residents because this program don't require PR status. It's for all Toronto residents, independently of their status. Canada Dental Care Plan, and Healthy Smiles, they also require you to be residents for tax purposes. They don't require to have permanent resident status. About English learning, so after March 31st, Ukrainians will considered like a work permit holders, so they will not be eligible for language assessment. Or maybe YMCA worker can give some updates about it. So how they can continue to learn English, it's conversation circles, it's Toronto Public Library. In the e-learning portal, they have online English course from start from entry level to fluent, and they have IELTS preparation courses and citizenship preparation courses. Also, if client have some speaking English, they can develop their public speaking using Toastmaster clubs. There are a lot of clubs around Toronto, so you can always start to attend any of them, and it's really helpful. I can share it with my clients and my own experience. For PR card holders, there still will be available ESL and LINK classes, LINK home study online, and ELT and OSLT courses. Recreation and kids. Community centers and welcome policy, they are open for residents, and welcome policy require your also residency, but they don't have requirement for permanent residence. There will be another rules, because before Ukrainians could apply without work, but now there will be general rules. In North York, there are dancing school, Ukrainian dancing school for children, and for those who want to hold Ukrainian traditions, I highly recommend for children. Also, for recreation, it's Toronto Public Library resources and free passes and free days in museums. If we will talk about housing, there are no special housing resources to support Ukrainians. So Ukrainians can, independently it's youth or it's older, they can, if they are behind their rent, they can apply for rent bank. It's considered for a long time, but it can be helpful. And also they can apply for the furniture bank. They are eligible, and Furniture Bank didn't announce about Stop for Ukrainians program, so we'll see.
Olha,
Yes.
sorry. Just a heads up that there's one more minute for your
Yeah.
presentation before we move on to the
And
Q&A.
yeah,
And this is your last slide.
The last slide, yes. Mental health. Mental health. For now, we have some mental health programs, and I can recommend that I refer my clients. It's Culture Link, it's Men Need New Life. They have they can provide 3-4 individual mental health session in Ukrainian, and they can provide it for youth and for teens. That especially important because they are very sensitive and more more affected by trauma. And UCare, it's online resource from Ukrainian psychology that can support. And CUAET have some resources, and yeah, they have information sheet with mental health specialists, but we need to connect in with every of them, especially to ask about each case, if they can support. And general helplines, they are available for everyone, independently, is it Ukrainians or not. That's why I just added here, because there are special kids helpline. Most of the kids start to speak English very well after arriving. And suicide crisis helpline, that's really helpful. And I have some clients who used it, some Ukrainian youth who called and get support. So I recommend also to give your clients this information. So thank you very much for your attending, and I hope that was helpful for you. Okay.
Thank you so much, Olha. Thank you very much. You've provided us so much information, great background regarding the experiences of Ukrainian youth. And as a Ukrainian yourself, I think you understand it better than, any of us who may not have experienced the same or not from the same community. So thank you very much. If you can cancel your screen
Yeah,
share, then
sure.
we can open up
Sure.
discussion. So from what we've seen, that there are so many different services that were available, which will now be discontinued as of April 1st, right? So from everything that I've heard, that seems like around 80 to 90% of services will no longer really be available to the Ukrainian community. So I'm going to look at the chat and see if, if there are any resources that have come through. So Lena has mentioned that she works at YMCA Clars and wanted to mention something, that language assessment services will remain available to CUAET holders until March 31st, 2025, with assessments valid for 2 years. However, the permit holders will continue having access to MLITSD funded courses such as ESL and FSL. Since the assessment is valid for 2 years, CUAET holders remain eligible for provincially funded courses as per MLITSD. That is great information. So that's,
Very,
uh,
thank you. Yeah, so
thank
much
you
for
so much,
sharing.
Lena. Yes. Would there be anybody else in, the group right now that we have who would like to jump in and share any other resources that they have heard of that's going to continue on, or any information from the provincial or federal government about any kind of like any news that would like to share?
Maybe Misha, could I just say one thing?
Yes.
It has nothing to do with the provincial or anything like that, but I know how, March 31st is coming around the corner, right? So I know it's very, very soon. I just want to say at New Circles, we provide clothing for anybody in any status. So that's not going away. So if you do know any Ukrainian families that may not have a jacket or they need something like that, we are very easy to come by and get clothing. You can book your first appointment online. I'll put all the information there. So please refer your clients to get a jacket, some warm clothing. And then in the summer comes, after 6 months, they'll be able to shop again. And it's 30, I think for women, it's 30 pieces of clothing. So t-shirts and pants, you get 3 pairs of gloves, 1 pair of shoes, and a jacket. So per person. Family of 3 can get about 100 items total, give or take. So I will put all that information. So that's not going away. So they can still get clothes and completely free. I just want to put that out there from New Circles.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else would like to share anything or even like have a question or just share their thoughts regarding these changes? Because I know that you work very closely with the Ukrainian community. Do you have any fears regarding, how to support your clients in a couple of months from now or anything? So I'll open up the floor for that.
I think I will add something. I just want to say that my name is Alice, and I work as a service navigation manager at North York Harvest Food Bank. We serve a lot of Ukrainians, and they get not only food assistance, but I refer them to the furniture bank. Furniture items are free, just there is 300 delivery fee, but they can get as many furniture items as they need.
Thank you, Ellis. Thank you so much. So
Thank you. Yeah.
what we're hearing is that the clothing bank, the food bank, and furniture bank will still be available come April 1st. Anyone have any like services, like for example, any mental health services or so that's open regardless of status? I know Kids Help Phone, like Olha shared, is available to anyone. Actually, it doesn't even have to be youth, it can or kids. It can even be adults who want to access the services. So that's a free mental health resource that's going to be continuing on.
Hi, Misha. This is Naveed
Hi,
from
Naveed.
Better Life Counseling Center. So I have a question. We had a partnership with Culture Link to serve the Ukrainian speaking clients for mental health, both adult, senior, youth, and child. But as you know, right now they max up the funds. We already have three actually Ukrainian speaking therapists. Two of them work with youth and child, and actually one of them specifically works with adult, and the another one work with both youth and adult. So if any organization have funds for mental health, we will be happy actually to serve the clients, because based on the culture link, they don't have any more funds right now. They max up, but we already have three Ukrainian speaking therapists.
Thank you
Amazing.
kindly. Yeah, it's very important because request is very big. Because you know that psychologist services are not affordable for most of people with low wage. So
Yeah, but
and
unfortunately, because we are for-profit organization, we just based on the government fund we can serve. And if any organization have governmental fund, we would be happy to serve as a mental health.
thank you.
And I believe
Yeah.
better mental health services, they have a sliding scale. So I think it's determined, like the fee is determined by income. Is that correct, Naveed? Or it's a
Yes,
discounted
correct.
price?
Yes, correct. But for example, for Culture Link, based on our partnership, we provide three counseling sessions free of cost for adult, and four actually counseling session free of cost for youth and child. But yeah, we have a slight scaling sessions, but still maybe is not affordable for Ukrainian
Right.
clients.
Right.
So if anyone have funds still until March 31st, we would be happy actually take the funds and provide the mental health counseling.
Thank you, Naveed.
Thank you,
You're
Navid.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions for Olha? I have a question for actually for Olha. So
Yes.
with March 31st coming, what will happen to just specifically to TNO services? Will TNO services, settlement services still be available to Ukrainian clients, the IRCC ones, or will they then have to be, they will no longer be eligible for IRCC services?
They will not be eligible for IRCC services, but TNO has more funders than just IRCC. So
Correct.
we will provide some settlement support. We'll continue to serve clients.
Okay, right, you're right. There's the NSP program, the Newcomer Support Program, which is provincially funded, and any agency who is providing settlement services and have NSP funded settlement workers should be able to see any client regardless of status, even like visitors, temporary foreign workers, study permit holders, anyone that may require the settlement services, they can still go and get service regardless of status if there's an NSP worker. And I know we have
Yeah.
a couple at TNO. Okay. I guess if there's no other questions, I just want to say Olha, thank you so very much for, coming in and doing this presentation. I met Olha through some of our TNLIP events where, her and I have had some time to talk to each other and interact. And Olha has been doing an amazing work with the Ukrainian community over the last few years through my organization. And I thought, why not call her in and really have a conversation regarding this very important topic. And we are also looking forward to know like what's going to happen come April 1st. And if you have any more information to share, please do feel free to share with us. And, I would be happy to share it with this group. And if there are any new programs, we would love to have you come back again and present to us in the new fiscal year. So thank you so much, Olha, for your participation and your support with TNLIP. And thank you everyone else for joining us today for our webinar. And we hope to see you again soon.
Thank you, Misha, for organizing that amazing event, and thank you everyone who attend, and also for your question and for your resources. I hope we will stay in touch and share it and provide better service for everyone.
Thank you. If you could just put your email in the chat box before you leave, and then anyone who would like to contact Olha can contact her directly. And if you have clients to refer or youth that could, receive services, she would be happy to help. So thank you very much, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Take care.
You as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And Olha's information is in the chat.
Oh, and thank you everyone for adding your email in the chat.
I think maybe they want to get in touch with you. So maybe you could also take in their emails and then,
Yeah, sure.
add them to an email list. So thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. And thank you, Ellis, for joining. Thank you, Olha. Thank you, Bumi. Okay, I think
Thank you,
we
Olha.
can. Okay, take care.
Thank
So
you.
I'm going to end the meeting, but Olha, thank you very, very much. That was a wonderful presentation. Could you email me your slides so that I can send it
Sure.
to the ones who have attended? And that would be great. And I could also send you an email list and you can, if there's any information you want to share going forward, you can do so.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Olha. Take care of yourself. Bye.
Oh,
Thanks.
bye.
Bye.
Yes.
Thank you, Bumi.